Welcome indoor cycling fans for another RGT race here on the channel. Today we're in Italy, Pienza. And RF started a bit late. It was changing a few things on the RGT app. So now he has to push on in order to get back in front. The start of the race is downhill, so it will be hard to get back. Today's stage is 16.4 kilometers, and as the stage profile shows, a lot of climbing, especially at the end. So the riders will do 2 laps. There's 88 riders online, going downhill now on the gravel part. With the start of a short climb, first short climb of the stage. Is RF able to get back with the first group? Seems like he lacks the power to push on for those last final meters. Of course, the first group is big, so not that easy to catch up. Start of the Monte Chielo in 200 meters. RF's currently in 12th. Just up ahead, UK rider Perkins is just caught in the middle. Slope of almost 10%. RF pushing on, 5.2 watts at the moment. Looks like he's now paying off that late start. Maybe wasted some of the energy he needed on this climb. So hopefully the group RF's in gets bigger. Here they are. Maybe they can catch up on some of the riders of that first group. Going downhill once again. Hopefully RF is able to stay part of the group. But he has to leave a small gap, it seems. Really has to push on. So now the group with Costa, Leon, Pace from France, Jessen from Denmark, Now 20 meters in front, and RF is trying to close the gap. Small climb, joins up with Pace, Leon and Costa. He's not able to attack a bit more. Now UK rider Andy trying to bridge the gap. RF now trying to take his wheel. Group gets a tiny bit bigger once again. Needs to close in on that group. Almost catching up with that bigger group. He's really pushing hard at the moment. So it looks like a few riders are still up front. Still, after that slow start, he managed to get back in the race. Going downhill once again, but now in a bigger group, so hopefully he can rest a little. Definitely has to pedal on these downhill parts in order not to get dropped. Now we're almost starting that big climb at the end of a lap, and also of course at the end of the stage. Now Deegan is trying to break away, followed by a Spanish rider Marty. Ref pushing hard to stay in the wheel. You can see Bankras from the Netherlands in fourth. It looks like RF's not able to bridge that gap. Now just pacing himself onto this climb. Slope of 8.67%. He's now joined up with Andy. Now we're trying to stay in his wheel. Maybe taking over here. Showing he wants to ride and work together, maybe to get back with the group in front, maybe later on in the race. The group up ahead. 60, 80 meters in front. The riders almost entered the city of Pienza, while this brutal climb continues. As you can see here, the entire pack strung out. Pushing on once again. Now Portuguese rider Costa, just behind on RF. As it stands now, it makes no sense to break away on his own. Best strategy seems to be in a group at the top of the climb. Now Costa taking over. RF trying to hold his wheel. Costa is definitely closing in on Deegan. So now RF out of the saddle, trying to get back in the wheel of Costa. 9.2 kilometers left to go. Almost in the wheel of Deegan. Looks like RF isn't able to stay in the front, work a little for Costa. Out of the saddle, trying to get back. He's still doing well, but as you can see on the right, definitely struggles. Now I've taken over on Deegan. And still RF tries to hold the wheel of Costa. It looks like Costa is a bit too strong at the moment. Now Deegan taking over once again. Great battle here on the climb. Still a lot can happen later on in this race. RF was 15 seconds faster on this climb than Deegan. Hopefully RF doesn't get isolated on the way down. Once again, definitely trying to pace himself. Managed to get back to Deegan. Joined by Portuguese rider Tartarugo. They're almost joined up by Hebner as well. Here he is. So a group of 4 riders on this downhill part. Seems to be a good situation for RF. Here you see it well on the right. Now he's able to save some energy. Slightly going uphill once again, 4.1%. And RF pushing on. Slightly going downhill. Almost at the start of the Monticello for the second time. Already at the start, pushing on. But also Deegan and Hebner are out of the saddle, it seems. Now once again, RF struggling, trying to hold a wheel. And just up ahead there's a Portuguese rider, Costa. RF not able to stay together with Deegan and Hebner. definitely taking things slow here on the downhill. And here's a Jason from Denmark. Passing him. He's not going to manage this. Not going to bridge the gap on this downhill. Maybe now on that small incline. Okay, so now 30 meters in front. Trying to bridge the gap with a steady pace. 24 meters. Slowly closing in. But Deegan and Hebner and Costa are way up ahead already. Still not in the wheel of Jessen. Slope now of 3.2%. And RF purposely in the wheel of Jessen, joined with Alvis and Leon. So maybe the four can work together. It's still possible to get back to Costa, Deegan and Hebner. This is pushing on. We're definitely trying to make use of the draft on RGT. Coming out of the wheel of Leon, trying to bridge the gap with Alvis. Four riders back together. Now Jessen in the front. Gap with Deegan. 180 meters. The gaps is shrinking fast, only 100 meters. Still no sight of a Deegan though. Maybe they're just up ahead in the corner. Spanish rider Leon is being dropped. So it's Alves, RF and Jessen trying to bridge the gap on Degen. So Costa is struggling, it seems. Degen is now in front of Costa. And also Hebner is now inside. So the three riders here are doing well. Alves is still pushing on. Really believe this is the strength of RGT. Races are unpredictable throughout the stage. A lot can still happen. Really a lovely race dynamics. And RF now in front of Alves. Small gap, 8 meters, 10 meters. It looks like Jessen is being dropped. So now RF pushing on, trying to catch up with Degen. Costa is now back in front of Degen. And now Alves taking over. Almost back in the city of Pienza. And Alves and RF finally managed to get back to Degen. Can they push on for Costa and Hebner? Degen pushes on, trying to stay with Alves and RF. And Costa and Hebner just almost 40 meters up ahead. .5 kilometers left to go. So definitely not a long stage, but a hard stage. Costa is being dropped by Hebner. Just 30 meters up ahead. Degen managed to get back. It looks like RF is struggling. Here's Costa. A lot of excitement here on that last climb. Now RF dropping back, only doing a 2.9. Still not giving up on Degen. And here's Costa once again. Just motivated RF shortly to get out of the saddle, but he's not able to push on, it seems. Maybe he should take it easy. Doesn't want to let go of Deegan. So with Deegan pushing on. Just up ahead there's Costa. Deegan breaking away. .400 meters left to go. Is RF able to take over on Costa? He's really trying. He's now in the front. But it looks like Deegan is off. Deegan even managed to take over on a low from the UK. And now Costa once again taking over on RF. RF not giving up. 230 meters left to go. What a battle between those two riders. RF out of the saddle, maybe one last push. Gap of 16 meters over on Costa. Is it enough this time? Looking behind. It's a reasonable gap. Out of the saddle. Gap of 20 meters. It worked. So nice race, especially after that slow start. Finishing in 9th. So we saw an excellent race here on the Pienza stage here on RGT. 2 laps of 8.2 kilometers. I really hope you enjoyed this stage. And here's the final ranking with RF in 9th. And just in front of RF there's Deegan. And in 10th there's Costa. And the race was won, and I'll try to pronounce it, by a Turkish rider, Oksuzoglu. Bankras in 2nd and Shimechko in 3rd. So I really hope you enjoyed this stage, and I hope to see you next time for some more RGT action.